joining us with a new book titled The Great War of Our Time, the CIA's Fight Against Terrorism from Al-Qaeda to ISIS.
CIA's fight? You know they work together, right?
Well, thanks so much for joining us. So that's a very scary proposition, the notion that ISIS could launch a 9/11 style attack on the U.S. Does ISIS, do you think, have the capability currently to undertake a large-scale attack like that here in the homeland?
Well, let's see. Is the CIA in the homeland? Yeah. So that means that's possible.
So, Jake, first of all, it's great to be with you. To answer your question, today I think ISIS poses two threats to the homeland. One is the self-radicalization that its social media is doing of young men and young women here that resulted, for example, in the Texas attack last week. I think the other is they have the ability to direct individuals to conduct small-scale attacks. So not a 9/11 style attack today.
You're talking about the CIA, right?
But I am absolutely convinced that looking at the Al-Qaeda model in Afghanistan, I'm absolutely convinced that if ISIS is allowed to have safe haven in Iraq and Syria over the long term, they will eventually pose that kind of threat to our homeland, the same kind we saw on 9/11.
Which means we need to send more troops over to Iraq and Syria. You see what he's saying, right? That's
Mike, what keeps you up at night? What are you most worried about as somebody who knows all the threats that this nation faces?
He knows all the threats. And what he's really saying is, what do you want the people to be scared about?
So I think, Jake, at the top of the list is a terrorist group with access to weapons of mass destruction.
Oh.
And that is not far-fetched.
Why are you defending it? Nobody said it was far-fetched.
You know,
That's because he's lying.
We knew for certain that Osama bin Laden was meeting with Pakistani nuclear scientists to try to get his hands on a nuclear weapon.
We also know bin Laden's brother was meeting with Bush Sr. on the day of 9/11.
We knew that Al-Qaeda...
We knew that, Joker.
...prior to 9/11 was working on anthrax. A number of different terrorist groups...
don't say anthrax. That turned out to be a government scientist. Let's keep it going.
...shown an interest in weapons of mass destruction. ISIS has talked about getting its hands on weapons of mass destruction. So that would be the nightmare scenario. You know, a terrorist attack here in the United States, here in New York, another major city that involved either chemical, biological, or nuclear weapons.
Oh.
You write in your book about a number of things that the CIA did right, a number of things that
that book would be empty.
The CIA got wrong.
500,000 pages.
One of them, of course, is about weapons of mass destruction, which you said CIA analysts didn't approach with the same rigor that it approached other challenges, other analyses. What does the CIA need to do its job better than it has done its job over the last decade?
They need you to sell the lie. That's one thing.
So, Jake, I think one of the critical pieces to getting the story right for the President of the United States is
the puppet of the United States?
Clandestine collection of secrets, right? Against the hardest targets, against Iran, against North Korea.
All right, all this is just stupid lies. Okay, what they're trying to do, they're saying ISIS is going to do an attack on America, blame it on this guy just like they did bin Laden. It's the same old story. Once they do the attack, this guy gets more credibility as a boogeyman. Then we have to go after this guy wherever he decides to go. Redsilverj, all I gotta say.